some time after the class if you want. And so, um, so I just want to give you guys a little bit of a preview of what's going on for our class so that you know what we're going to be expecting. I really hope that by the end of the class that you are going to feel just very energized and refreshed and calm all at the same time, and that you're going to have some tools that you can take into the rest of your day and into the rest of your life. Okay, and so we're going to start the class with some breath work. And I'm doing that very deliberately because traditionally in yoga, breath work or pranayama is done before meditation in order to wake up the body, but also to calm it and create some focus. And we are going to follow our breath work with some meditation. And so I just want to say at the very beginning that if anything doesn't feel right or not okay in any way, to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, feel free to make any changes that you like. I'm going to be offering lots of suggestions about how you can modify and change things. But if there's anything that you know personally that you like to do for you so that you feel very comfortable, please do that, okay? Because this is for you. So with the breath work, we're going to start with some energizing breath work that's designed to bring in more oxygen and release more carbon dioxide. And so because of that very energizing kind of breath, if you ever do feel dizzy or lightheaded, to make sure that you slow down, maybe take a break. That shouldn't happen. We're not going to do anything crazy. It's going to be very, very accessible. But just in case, I want to make sure that you know that. So it'll be waking us up. And then we're going to go into, or at the end of that breath, that energizing breath practice, we're going to have a moment where we're holding the breath just for a few seconds. And I want you to just keep it very gentle so it doesn't feel uncomfortable for you. And just to not really make a big deal of it, I just want to give people an idea of kind of the scope of breath work, of breathing in, holding, breathing out, and getting an idea of how that feels into your body. So you don't have to make a big fuss about it if it doesn't feel comfortable for you. But then when we go into the next breath, it's going to be more calming, controlled breath. And there will also be a time where I'm going to ask you to hold the breath, or a better way of saying it is to suspend the breath, to imagine that it's like the top of a roller coaster. You're suspending the breath and then breathing out and suspending the breath. And again, it's meant to stretch our breath capacity. So it is very strengthening for the cardiovascular system, and it's very calming for the nervous system. So it has some really great benefits, but to just keep it really gentle so that it feels comfortable for you and that it leaves you feeling really good. And then we're going to go into the meditation. And throughout both the meditation and the breath work, I just want to say that probably you're going to get distracted. You're going to start thinking about something else. You're going to hear sounds in the room, feel certain things, want to shift your position. And I just want to let you know that that is totally okay. You don't have to be like a statue or like a really pristine monk in the mountains or anything like that. So feel free to just relax with all of that practice. The intention of meditation when we get there is never to stop thinking. Meditation is not about stopping thinking or stopping being distracted, because that's really impossible. We're like human beings. The intention is really that whenever you do get distracted, that you just come back. And so it's kind of like we're doing reps of, like, if you're working out, you lose your focus, you kind of go somewhere else, no problem. You just come back and you just keep repeating that. And so you're strengthening the muscles of attention, which really will help us focus throughout our day and throughout our lives as best that we want to. And the kind of intention that I want to put into the meditation, which is going to be actually quite short, but the name of it is compassionate abiding. And the reason why I want to focus on compassionate abiding in the meditation is because a lot of times, especially when we're trying to, if you haven't done a lot of meditation before, or even if you have, something that is really common is that we judge ourselves. I'm not doing this right. I don't know how I'm doing this. I'm not breathing right. I'm not thinking right. And that is really a shame. It's something that we've learned in our culture. And really, we're just practicing, if you can treat it like a meditation practice. And that one of the things that we are practicing is being able to just be with ourselves and sit and be really kind and be able to notice all of the vast experiences, crazy thoughts, wonderful thoughts, whatever, good feelings, bad feelings, and just be able to be with all of that. So we're going to practice that. And I think that's really, really powerful. And then, of course, we're going to finish with stretching. With the stretching, I'm going to be using the yoga mat. As I said before, you definitely want to have a strap with you. I'm using a scarf, something like that, a towel. If you like to have anything when you're lying down to have underneath your head or your neck, a pillow, have anything like that. For the stretching part, we are going to be, like I say, lying down at some point. So for the breath work and the meditation, you could be sitting up onto a chair. You could be sitting onto a meditation cushion, whatever you like. But for the stretching part, we are going to be onto the floor. And I think that's it. So with that said, let's get started. I'm just going to see how you guys are doing here. Okay. So let's get started. And if you can begin coming up to sitting, and everything good here? Oh, I think I'd like to have, if it doesn't bother you, I'd like to have just a little bit of music playing. Can you guys let me know, does that feel too loud? Is that all right? Can you hear anything, or does it seem just really quiet? It's good? Okay, it's really quiet. Yeah, that's probably good. I'll keep it really, really quiet, if that's all right, so that it's not a distraction. Does that seem okay? Okay. Okay. So I'll get you to come to sitting into a comfortable position. And so, like I say, you can be sitting onto a chair. I'm sitting onto a meditation cushion. I really recommend that however you're sitting, it's great if you can have your spine up straight. So that's why I think sitting up on a cushion is best, because if your hips are tight, we can kind of slouch and the knees come up and it's hard to sit right up onto the sitting bones. So just make sure that you're up there. Like I say, chair is totally fine. It makes no difference whether you're sitting on the floor or the chair in terms of the benefits of the practice. And so just coming up to sitting tall. If you can imagine that you have a string pulling up through the crown of the head and that the body is hanging down from the string. And for this first part, you can keep your eyes open. You could have a soft gaze, just relaxing your eyes, or you could let your eyes actually close. And because I'm not going to be doing anything exciting, you can just go into your own experience. And so if you can just begin bringing your awareness to your breath. And just beginning where you're just allowing the breath to flow. Not needing to change it, but just thinking of freeing up the breath and allowing it to move through the body. And as you're doing that, just bringing the intention for the whole body to relax. And so relaxing through the eyes and the forehead, just letting that soften a little bit. Relaxing through the jaw, the throat, just relaxing down through the sides of the neck. Relaxing through the shoulders, through the arms and the hands, just feeling where your hands are making contact with your legs and allowing that to soften just a little bit more. And feeling the connection to the breath in the chest and the belly, allowing the breath to move really freely through the torso. And softening through the hips and the legs. Just feeling your seat just a little bit more deeply, letting it soften and spread. Wonderful. So just allowing yourself to fully be here in your body as best you can. Now we're going to practice whole body breathing. And you can think of it having 3 parts. And we'll begin with belly breath. And so if you can begin by bringing your hands onto the belly, or if you prefer, you can keep them down onto your legs and just feel the movement of the belly. And just noticing the natural movement of the belly as you're breathing. And so as you're breathing in, the belly naturally expands. And as you're breathing out, the belly naturally draws in. Okay, and just feeling that movement. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly naturally draws in. And just follow that movement. Breathing at your own pace, whatever speed feels comfortable for you, although I really encourage long, slow breaths. And not needing to really make anything happen. And so allowing the belly to expand as you breathe in, allowing it to draw in as you breathe out, and just staying very relaxed with it. So we don't need to force anything to happen. We're just freeing it up and just following it with our attention. Letting the body relax around the belly breath. And wonderful. And so keep that sense of the belly breathing, and we're going to move the breath up even a little bit higher. So again, you can keep your hands down, or if possible, bringing them to the sides of the ribs. If you can, the thumbs are wrapping around the ribs, but just be comfortable. And now as you're breathing in, you're letting the belly expand, and you're also letting the bottom ribs wide and open. So we're filling ourselves up a little bit higher, like we're a glass of water. And then as you breathe out, you're letting the ribs just gently close and the belly gently draw in. Very relaxed. Okay, breathing in, the belly is expanding. The ribs are expanding. Breathing out, the ribs are gently drawing in. The belly is gently drawing in. And just following that with your attention. You can imagine that the sides of the ribs are like an accordion, opening and closing. And the jaw is staying relaxed. The throat is staying relaxed. And then we're going to add on to that. And so again, the arms can stay down, or if possible, if you can interlace the hands together behind sort of the nape of your neck, right at the base of the skull with the shoulders down. And so now as we breathe in, we're going to let the belly expand. The bottom ribs expand open like an accordion, and then breathing up into the top of the chest and right up to the top of the armpits. So we're like a glass of water, really filling ourselves up. And as you breathe out, you're emptying through the chest and the armpits and the ribs and the belly. You're breathing in, letting the belly expand, the bottom ribs, the top of the chest right up to the top of the armpits, and breathing out, softening the chest, the ribs, and the belly just naturally draws in. And just following that. Breathing in from bottom to middle to top, and breathing out from top to middle to bottom. And staying relaxed through the jaw, through the neck, and freeing up the body to breathe. And you could even have the feeling that you're breathing in and you're filling up through the belly, the ribs, the chest, and even through the neck and all the way up to the head. So you're filling yourself completely up, and exhaling, emptying yourself completely out. Let the arms relax down, and just feeling that full body breathing. Just continuing to let it happen. Filling up and really following it in your mind's eye. And if you take one thing away from this class, this would be a great thing to take away. This whole body breathing and the feeling, really paying attention to it, feeling it in your body. Especially the belly breath. We often breathe very shallowly. We don't give ourselves a chance to really breathe low into the belly. And we're going to keep this whole body breathing and just add a little bit more movement with it using the arms and the spine. And so just as you feel comfortable, as you breathe in, if you can raise the arms forward and up, lifting the chest, just slightly looking up. And as you breathe out, lowering the arms slowly and just gently squeezing out your air, letting the arms lower and the body just bows a little bit down. And then again, breathing in, filling yourself up from bottom to middle to top, and breathing out, emptying yourself out. Okay, if you prefer to do this just with the spine and keep the arms down for any reason, that's totally fine. If you just want to keep it within the spine and through the body, no problem. And just continue feeling the energy just build through the body a little bit as you're moving through the arms and through the spine, letting the breath become a little bit more physical. And feeling yourself fill up and empty out. You're just doing one more round like that. Taking your time, your speed can be whichever you like, right? It doesn't have to be the same as mine at all. Okay, then we're going to go to the side. So as you breathe in, we'll sweep one arm up and over to the side, and breathe out as you come back to center, and then to the other side, breathing into the side and breathing out as you come back to center. And just continue side to side. You could, if you prefer, keep your arms down and just curve the upper body. And make sure you're keeping weight onto your hips and your legs are staying grounded. And then just continue at this speed. If you want to build more energy in your body, this could be done a little bit faster. I'm going to go just a little bit faster. And so you can sort of feel what your energy is like right now and what kind of energy you're wanting to bring in. Definitely keeping that whole body breathing and staying anchored, making sure it feels really comfortable. So just at the speed that you like to go. And just doing one more to each side, or evening off your sides. And then the last motion that we'll do is we'll do rotation. So we'll breathe in the middle, and I'm bringing my hands up onto the shoulders, and then breathing out, I'm twisting and just kind of loosely stretching the arms out. Breathing in the middle and breathing out, stretching out, and just going side to side. The arms very relaxed. I'm just kind of tossing them out to the side, and have the focus really be the spine. Okay, and so if you can imagine that the spine is like a spiral staircase, and every vertebra is a stair. And so you can feel the spiral continuing on beyond the crown of the head and reaching up towards the sky. So there's kind of an energetic spiral continuing up through the crown of the head. And staying with the breath, breathing in and exhaling as you wring yourself out. It's like you're a wet towel. And as you twist, you're squeezing out all the air. And as you breathe in, you fill yourself up again. Again, this is the energized breath, bringing energy into the body, wringing yourself out. Good. And just doing one more to each side. And then we're just going to come back to the first breath and breathe in slowly, letting the arms raise, lifting the chest, slowing the breath down if you did speed it up, and breathing out as you slowly squeeze out all your air, again, like we're wringing out a towel. And we'll do two more like that. Breathing in, slowly filling yourself up from bottom to top, and breathing out, slowly squeezing out. And just doing one more like that, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, see if you can squeeze out all your air. And at the very bottom of your exhale, hold the breath out. See if you can hold your breath out just for a few seconds, just keeping it comfortable, staying relaxed. And then whenever you feel like it's time to breathe in, you just let yourself take a deep breath in and allow the breath to continue to flow just nice and relaxed. And just letting yourself settle into your body again, sensing how it feels. You're wonderful. And so now we're going to go into slower breath, cooling breath. And so if you can begin to slow your breath down, breathing in slowly, and at the top of your inhale, there's a little pause, like at the top of a roller coaster or suspension. And then you exhale, and at the bottom of the exhale, there's a little pause, like the bottom of the roller coaster. And just continue that way, breathing in slowly, feeling your pause, and breathing out slowly. Okay, so there's a little bit of exercise going on at the lungs, but staying very relaxed through the shoulders, through the mind, through the jaw. And as you're doing this, if we can start to stretch out the pauses a little bit more. And so if you can think that when we breathe in, the breath in is going to last 4 counts. And you can count at your own pace. You're going to hold at the top of your breath in for 2, and then breathe out for 4 counts, and hold at the bottom of your exhale for 2. Okay, so breathing in for 4, holding for 2, breathing out for 4, holding for 2. Okay, and feel free to modify that if you need to. And just follow that. Using the counting to help keep you focused if you ever get distracted. And just staying with that. Or if you want to stretch it out even more, we could do the full box breathing, where you'd breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and then hold for 4. And so you decide, breathing in slowly, holding for 2 or 3 or 4, breathing out for 4, holding for 2 or 3 or 4, and just practicing that. Okay, there's no wrong. If you need to change or if you get distracted, it's no problem. Just come back. And just doing one more round of this 4-part breathing. And then we'll transition to letting go of the holding and just breathing in super slow and smooth, and breathing out super slow and smooth. Okay, so no holding. Just like a smooth lake, breathing in slowly, smoothly, breathing out slowly, smoothly, just practicing, staying relaxed. And just taking 2 more slow, smooth breaths in and out. And then allow the breath to be completely relaxed. So letting go of controlling the breath completely, allowing the breath to do whatever it wants. But just staying with the breath as we enter into meditation. And so staying with the breath and allowing each inhale and each exhale to be a surprise. Some might be long, some might be short. Just allowing the breath to breathe itself. And as you're doing this, once more, softening the forehead just a little more, relaxing the eyes and all the muscles around the eyes. relaxing the jaw, and relaxing your hold of thoughts, just letting them go so you're not gripping them quite so tightly. Relaxing through the throat and through the shoulders. Just feeling the weight of the arms and hands. And maintaining the length of the spine, but really relaxing the chest and the belly, allowing the breath to flow. And softening through the pelvis. Once more, just feeling your seat, letting the legs spread out and feel the ground. Really feeling the ground, your seat, as a way of connecting into the earth. And so, as a way of recognizing that we are not separate from the earth, we are the earth, we are part of nature. And so, just like the wild nature, we're not a manicured garden. You know, we can be quite wild, but also still very beautiful. And so, just allow your awareness to go into the mind and just notice what wildness is there. Noticing the thoughts that are here in the mind and just seeing if you can allow them to be here. This is compassionate abiding, allowing all the thoughts to be here, not pushing anything away. Witnessing everything from a spacious, compassionate perspective. And then moving your awareness down into the heart and just feeling the wildness of the heart. Emotions, feelings, sensations, and just allowing it all to be here. Compassionately abiding, not pushing anything away or judging or needing to label or justify anything, just allowing what's here to be here. And then bringing the awareness down to the belly, to the center of our body intelligence. And just noticing all the rumblings and the grumblings. And once more, seeing if we can just allow all of that to be here without needing to label anything as right or wrong. Just allowing it all to be here with kindness and compassion. and really through our whole being, being able to feel our whole selves here. And you just sit and allow whatever's here to be here. Feeling our wildness. Sensing it all with kindness and spaciousness and compassion. And then just beginning to lengthen and deepen your breath, coming a little more fully into your body. And just as we close this meditation practice, if you can just allow from this full being intelligence of the body, the heart, and the mind, just allowing a word or maybe 2 words at the most, just to come to you as a form of guidance. What 1 or 2 words do you need to hear right now to guide you into the rest of your day? And just letting your whole being hear them. Wonderful. And so we close our meditation practice. If you can finish with a bow. And so you can either keep your hands where they are, you can bring them together onto the heart, you can bring them together at your chest, whatever you like. And just letting your chest lift and letting the head bow forward. If you can bow towards yourself with respect and kindness for your practice, and just really trusting that everything that happened through the practice was exactly as it was meant to be. Wonderful. Okay, and so we'll talk about that. Hopefully, if anyone wants to stay after class, we can talk about your experience of that. But we're going to go into some stretching. Now, I do want to start off seated. So just take a second if you need to stretch out your legs. If you need to come up and just give your legs a little shake or stand or something. Take a few deep breaths. And so this practice that we just did through the breath work is wonderful for waking up the body and centering. And for the meditation specifically, I want to say that it's something that you could do on the spot in a very short way through your day, where you're taking a moment just to drop into the body and feel what's happening in the mind, feel what's happening in the heart, feel what's happening in the belly, kind of traveling through those 3 centers and just noticing what's there. And in a very non-judgmental way, just really acknowledging and seeing. And it's a way that we can just get to know ourselves, because a lot of times if we are really judging ourselves all the time or labeling or deciding whether things are good or bad, we don't really see what's there. We're kind of clouded by all of these opinions and things like that. And if we can just be very compassionate with ourselves and just see what's going on a little bit more more simply, then we can get to know ourselves and we can start to make really wise and empowering choices. So I hope that feels, like I say, something that you could do during the day, really short. Okay. Okay. So let's get stretching. Okay. I'll get you to just come into sitting. And I'm going to switch which leg is in front. I've been sitting cross-legged here for a long time. You need to change. You need to come up. You can also be sitting in a chair for these first ones if you want. I want to start off stretching out through the neck and through the shoulders. Okay. And so if you can start off bringing your shoulders up back, and down. And just do that a couple of times just to get the shoulders to roll back. So they go up, back, and down. Nice. And then just doing one more, and we're going to finish with the shoulders back and down, and just kind of squeeze your shoulder blades a little bit together and down so that the chest is quite lifted. Belly can be lifted. And if you can curl your chin down, and we'll start here. And so we're going to be stretching through right at the back of the neck and the skull. And also we're stretching open through the front of the chest. Okay, so really widening the collarbones, drawing the shoulders together and down, and letting the head bow down. So it's really just in the neck. The rest of the spine is quite tall. And if you can once more return to your slow, full breathing. And now instead of directing the breath to the belly or the ribs or something like that, like we were doing before, direct the breath into the back of the neck and the skull. So you're really expanding and creating more space into the back of the neck and into the front of the chest. And as you breathe out, you're softening into that space. Okay, breathing in, expanding the chest, expanding through the back of the neck, and breathing out, softening into it. And just taking a few more breaths here, bringing your awareness really deep into the body. The stretches will be much more rich if you can really let your body awareness go deep inside and feel how the breath massages the muscles. Okay, from here, we're going to roll the head over to the right, bringing the right ear to the shoulder. So right ear is down, left ear is up. Shoulders are still rolled back, so the chest is still quite lifted. And now we're breathing into the left side of the neck. And once more, as you breathe in, sensing that the left side of the neck is expanding, like almost like it's a balloon. And as you breathe out, you're softening that balloon. Breathing in, expanding. Breathing out and softening. And just staying here with the arms down. If you want to deepen the stretch, you could bring your left arm behind your back and keep it there. You could even hold onto your right elbow so that the left shoulder is really down. So you can decide. Expanding the left side of your neck, really going there in your body awareness. And breathing out as you soften. So we're not yanking or pulling on the muscles. We're creating space between the muscle fibers. And then on your next breath out, let the head curl forward. Just take your time. We'll roll over to the other side, being really gentle with the neck. So we're bringing the left ear to the shoulder, reaching the left ear down, the right ear up. Shoulders are still rolled back and down. And you can stay here, or if you want, you can bring the right arm behind your back. You could hold onto your elbow. And breathing here. And expanding through the right side of the neck as you breathe in. And softening, really going there in your body awareness. And not yanking or pulling the muscles. We're creating space in all the muscle fibers. Just taking one more breath here. And then as you breathe out, let the head curl forward. Now let the shoulders round forward. Let your upper body round forward. And if you can, bring your elbows really close together, like forearms together. And if you can either let your forehead rest into your hands, curling your chin in, or you might even bring your hands more towards the top of the head as you really curl your chin in. Okay, we want the shoulders down and pulled apart. So you're really rounding the upper back. Okay, keeping the chin in, bringing the shoulders down, and just gently pulling the shoulder blades apart. Okay, staying here, relaxing the eyes. And as you breathe in, you're creating space in the back of the body. You're trying to expand that area open again like a balloon. And as you breathe out, you're softening into that space. Okay, the chin curled deeply in. And taking one more breath here. Into between the shoulder blades, creating space. And then from here, let your body fold completely forward. So if you're sitting in a chair, you could fold your body right onto your legs, fold yourself right forward as much as you comfortably like. You can let your hands rest onto your legs or onto the floor. You could let your arms rest down, you let your head rest down, anything like that. Okay, and then just staying here, letting the head relax, the shoulders relax. And we're going to put our focus on relaxing through the hips and through the glutes. And so if you can sense your sitting bones that you're sitting on widening apart, and then deep in the hip sockets, softening. And just breathing really deep into the hips and into the glutes. A lot of times in our day, we're kind of unconsciously clenching our butt, right? It can be a stress response. It can happen from sitting too much or standing too much. And then it can create a lot of tension through the pelvis and down through the legs. And so breathing into the hips, a feeling of widening the sitting bones. Softening through the hips. And just taking one more breath here. And just slowly bring yourself up. Okay. And now we're going to be bringing your right leg out to the side. And so for that, I'm sitting up onto my meditation cushion. It's a bit too high. You might stay on it, so feel free to, but I'm going to come down onto the ground. And if you are sitting into a chair, now we need to transition to floor time. So have your mat there. And if you can have your right leg stretched out to the side, you want to lengthen up tall, and we're going to bring the left arm up and behind the head. Bring your chin in, lengthen up through the spine, lengthen up through the right side of your waist, and side bend over your right leg. Now, the right arm can be in front of the leg or behind, doesn't matter. So whatever sort of is naturally happening. And then once you're here, aim your left elbow up towards the sky. Almost turn your chest up towards the sky. And breathing here. And let the head bow down. So imagining that you are like a little water spout and you have water pouring out through the crown of your head. And so it's pouring down towards your right leg. As you breathe in, expand the ribs open. As you breathe out, softening into them. Okay. Reaching the left elbow up, opening the whole left side of the ribs. Okay. Breathing slowly and fully here. And taking one more breath. And slowly bring yourself up. And then we're going to twist towards that leg. And so you want to get your rib cage twisted towards the leg as best you can. your right leg can stay straight. It can be bent. You can be sitting. You might like to sit up onto your cushion still. Feel free to do that. You're going to roll your shoulders back and really lift the chest. And imagine that you have a string on the breastbone and you're reaching it out. Okay, so we're hinging through the hips, sending the chest out, and then just letting yourself fold down. And once you've come to your maximum, let the head relax. Let the arms rest wherever they like. They can rest on the leg, the floor. They might even be able to go around the leg. All of that is fine. Okay. Letting the head bow down so the chin is right in. And here you want to have a little bit of a twist. So if you can very gently try to bring your left side of your ribs over to the right leg. And then you're pulling your right ribs a little bit back. You're twisting to the leg. Good, and just staying here, expanding through the back of the body as you breathe in, making it big. Again, that sense of like a balloon. And as you breathe out, soften the chest and just very gently draw the belly in to spread out the back. And just taking a few more breaths here. The shoulders are down. They're spreading apart. Nice. Breathing fully and slowly. Seeing if you can relax the head and the shoulders just a little bit more. Taking your last breath here, nice and full. And slowly bring yourself up, take your time. And we'll go to the other side. And so stretching your left leg out. The right leg is bent in. However, if this leg ever feels uncomfortable being bent in and you want to have it in a different position, that's fine also. Okay? And so lengthen up through both sides of your waist. Reach your right arm up and bring the hand behind the head. Grow tall, just bringing your chin in a little bit. And it's like you're stretching your body tall. Take a deep inhale. And exhaling as you side bend over to the left, letting your left arm come in front or behind the leg, whatever you like. Staying here, aiming your right elbow up towards the sky, turning your chest a little bit up towards the ceiling. Okay, so we're really opening the whole right side of your ribs. Okay, the left shoulder is down. Let the left elbow bend. Yeah. And then just imagining that you have like a spout out through the crown of your head and you're pouring water out your spout. So the head is really relaxed down, even though the ribs are lifting up. You're breathing and creating space into the whole right side of your ribs. Breathing out and softening the chest, the ribs, the shoulders. You're not worrying about how deeply you're stretching, but more how deeply you're feeling your body. Just taking one more breath here. You very gently bring yourself up. Twist towards your left leg. And you were trying to get the ribs to turn really completely to that leg as best you can. Roll your shoulders back, lift the breastbone. So imagining that you have a string out through the breastbone, hinging you forward. So we're hinging right through the hips as best you can. And that can be really a lot. So I totally get that. So you're hinging forward and then just letting your upper body relax down to a comfortable position. Your hands can rest down onto the side of the legs. They can wrap around the foot. They can rest on the leg, whatever you like. Okay, let the chin curl in. So you're really released through the back of the neck. The shoulders are down and they're pulling apart. And so as you breathe in, expand through the whole back of the body. And as you breathe out, soften your breastbone and draw the belly just gently in to help you stretch through your lower back. Just taking a few more breaths here. Expanding the back body and softening the front body, drawing the belly in. And one more breath. You slowly bring yourself up. And once you're up, I'll get you to come around. We're going to go to lying. I'm just checking my time here. Good. Yeah, we'll do these last ones here. Coming down to lying, let's take your strap. And so the strap, what do I want to say? When you're lying down, you may want to have a pillow for your head. Some people feel more comfortable on their neck if they have a pillow or a towel underneath your neck or your head. So please make sure that you have that. Okay, we're going to have the strap into your right foot and holding onto it with both hands. We're stretching the hamstrings. Your left leg can be bent. That's totally great, especially if you have lower back issues. I'm going to bring my left leg down straight. Okay, both are fine. You want to have the pelvis lined up as though you're standing. So hips are level. Okay, and then just starting off with the leg up straight. Doesn't matter how high it is, right? I'm showing the leg straight up to the ceiling. Your leg might be down lower. That's totally fine. What I do want you to have is that the leg is straight, that you're squeezing the muscles in the front of the leg, the quadriceps, to help stretch the muscles in the back of the leg, the hamstrings. Okay, you want your shoulders rolled back and your elbows in, and just make sure your chin is slightly tucked in so the back of the neck feels long. And then from here, we're going to do a small push and a pull. So the leg is going to be moving in a really small range, like it's a pendulum. So as you inhale, push your leg away from you into the strap, and your arms are going to resist. So your leg doesn't really move. And then as you exhale, gently pull the leg in towards you without bending the knee. So it's really small. And you inhale as you're pushing the leg away, just very gentle. Exhaling as you're gently pulling towards. And just continue there. Inhaling, pushing away. Exhaling, pulling towards. And just keep that going at your own breath pace, checking in that the shoulders are relaxed, the chest is relaxed, the jaw is relaxed. You're letting the leg have this very easy pendulum action. And so the leg doesn't move a lot, but you feel in your energy this little bit of push and a little bit of pull. It's like an invisible workout. Great. Now, if you can hold on to the strap with your right hand and bring your left hand onto your hip. We're going to open the right leg out to the side, just as far as you can, keeping your left hip bone onto the mat. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it opens a lot or a little, keep your left hip down. And then just staying here and reach out through your right heel and feel the right leg sink into the hip socket. And this takes a little bit of effort to keep the left hip down. You can think of the abdominal muscles are like a seat belt. The deep abdominal muscles pulling tight across your hips. Once more, you want to keep your shoulders down. You want to relax your chest, relax your jaw, and just keep all of the work happening in the lower body. Okay, breathing slowly. Taking your last breath here. You slowly return, come up, and we'll do this to the other side. Okay, so take that leg out. We're going to use the left foot into the strap. Okay, and so If you can have your right leg either bent or down straight, whichever you prefer. And you want to be lined up through your hips so they feel totally level, like you're standing. And then elbows are in by your side, shoulders are back, and the chin is slightly tucked in, keeping the leg straight. You're inhaling as you push your leg away from you into the strap, but your arms resist. So the leg doesn't really move very much. And then as you exhale, you're gently pulling the leg in towards you without bending the knee. So we're stretching the muscles in the back of the leg. Keep it really gentle. Inhaling to push away. Exhaling to pull towards. Okay, keeping it just in a comfortable stretch. Okay, the shoulders are relaxed. The jaw is relaxed. With all the stretches that we do through the body, you want to be thinking that they're at about, maybe 70% of your maximum, maybe 80, so that it really feels sustainable, and not to go to like 90 or 100, because the muscles can rebound and they can tighten up the next day and actually set you back even further. So you want to feel like you have a sense of some stretching happening, but it shouldn't feel like, I say, like you're yanking or pulling or forcing your legs at all. And then holding onto the strap with your left hand, bring the right hand onto the hip, open your left leg out to the side just to where you can, keeping both of your hip bones onto the mat. And so the abdominals are pulling tight like you have a seatbelt there. And then just staying here, reach out through your left heel, feel the left leg sink into the hip socket, and keeping your awareness into your breath and into your body. This is our last stretch. Good. And then just slowly bringing the leg back up. And if you can put the strap off to the side. And we're just going to do a really short Shavasana relaxation just to finish. And so if you can just make sure that you have nothing in your way. If you like to put something on you to keep you warm, you can always put a blanket on top or a shawl on top or something like that. And having the legs down straight is great, but if your lower back is sensitive, you might feel better with the legs bent. And you could have your knees, if you are having your legs bent, you want to prop your knees together and have your feet apart so they're kind of tented. Okay? Otherwise, the legs are down straight, toes flopped open, palms to the ceiling, eyes relaxed. And so now we're practicing letting go of effort. Okay, through our class, we did actually a lot of effort through the breath, through the meditation, through focusing on the stretching. And now we're letting go of all of that focusing effort, all of that controlling the breath. Allow the breath to move it however it likes. Allow the body to be breathed. And just noticing where you're making contact with the ground. You're feeling right at the back of the skull, softening and spreading. Feeling through the back of the shoulders and the arms and the back of the hands. Just letting the hands relax into their naturally just slightly curled position. Feeling your contact with the back of the shoulders and the back of the hips, letting that spread out like pancake batter. And noticing where you're making contact with the backs of the calves and the heels, and just softening and spreading. Letting go of all effort, really connecting into the earth. Taking your last moments here to let go of all effort completely, almost like you're in a state between being awake and being asleep. Letting go. And just allowing your breath to lengthen and deepen. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, or just any part of your body that feels like it needs a little bit of a wiggle. And then just taking your time to gently roll onto your right side, like you're sleeping on your side. Staying as relaxed as you can. Gently bring yourself up to sitting. Good. Good. And we'll finish here. So thanks very much, everybody. I hope that feels very good.